Alrighty, welcome. This is Dad Random on a random stream Monday. Welcome. Hopefully everything sounds good. I'm going to do a little sound check here, a little bit of a starting check, but looks like everything's running good. All right. So we have a pending release of what I think might be a useful thing to some of us. I don't know of how many of you guys use the Pocket 2 or have ever used the Pocket 1 or any Pocket camera. I think it's either you love it or you don't. Some people see it being very practical. The Pocket 2 is my go-to camera, just to give you a kind of my feelings about it. I don't, I don't hold back when I say that I've been faithfully using that camera pretty much about, I'd say 85% of the time of all of the videos that I've made have been made with the Pocket 2. So it has its positives. It has some things that I think are maybe things that people don't like, would like to see corrected in a third version. I don't know where DJI is going with this, except for some of the basic specs. And, those specs are rolling behind me. So, but some of these things are kind of cool, of course, I think the most obvious change that's coming is the variable video. So I think vertical content, it would be nice to get it quickly on your phone, other than using your phone. I think a lot of people have just they just given up and they said, I got this $1,000 phone that I use every day. I might as well just make all my vertical content, and most people actually do that. But I love the freedom of having a remote camera. So anyway, so the Pocket 3 is on its way. About 9 days. And I see one of the things, I think probably the most important of the videos the important leaks that have shown up for it, basically gave away the fact that that this device is going to be very much like the Pocket 2 in its organized fashion. So, meaning it's going to come in the similar kit. And I was kind of disappointed when I first saw that, because I was hoping that they'd completely integrate. I was hoping they would completely integrate the handle, make it a standard feature. All three cameras have had a modification. The first had the little Wi-Fi add-on you had to snap in, which also I'm trying to think if that one had a USB-C out. I can't remember, but I just remember it being very cumbersome, and then you had to figure a way of getting it on the stick, and then a lot of people would said it was kind of a it didn't lock into place. Well, the second version they did that. They added a slightly larger, I think they added a backup battery, and then they also gave it mic, DJI mic capability. And I did like that. And when the mic integration happened, it really changed my game. I mean, everything that I create uses that DJI mic combo. Of course, the face tracking was great. I did a recent video, I'm kind of working on it still, that has, here's the, let me see if I can freeze that image right there. But one comment was that, here, make it a little bit bigger so we can see it. But one comment was talking about, you know, that integration, that the camera, the camera, you know, is kind of cumbersome, you know, without a longer handle. And what I did was I went and finally bought a extended battery. But that extended battery, you lose all of the capability that the media, basically the media mod, it's its own version of a media mod, gives you, you know, so you get a longer battery, but then now you don't have, you're basically on, you know, you're straight from the mic. And that was, you know, that was kind of a bummer, but I think I ended up paying like $25 for the battery. So it ends up being kind of like a charge base, if anything. But I think one of the things I like with this is, first of all, the mic upgrade, because the new mic is going to give. One of the things when I would go remote with the Pocket 2, if I would get outside of, say, about 300 feet, I would get breakup. And if I turned away from the camera, say I was demoing a drone, and I went out into a field, I've lost video and audio. Well, not video. I lost audio, and that was at times something I had to deal with. So I would have to do things much closer. With the new version, I'm guaranteeing that there's going to be a minimum of 500 feet with the new mic. So not using the DJI mic upgrade. It looks like it's they made it more square, where the other one was more linear and rectangular. This one looks like it's more like a lot of like the Rode mics and things like that. So it has its own unique form. It does look like that they've created some translucency to it, so you can see the electronics, which is kind of cool. Included wind muff, which is way cool. Now down below, okay, so basically right here is the wide angle lens I'm guaranteeing this thing comes with. So if it does have which I think it does, have a 1-inch sensor, because if you look at the top, let me go ahead and just moving this image around. If you look at the very top of the camera, you'll notice these cooling fins. You cannot have a 1-inch sensor without some cooling, and I'm really worried that this thing is going to get hot. But those cooling fins are supposed to hopefully help that heat dissipation. But that's one thing that happened with the Pocket 2. I got heat, and if it got well over 100 degrees, it's almost like all these things have a heat limit of about 104 degrees. This one is going to have probably even a bigger issue with the heat because of the size of the sensor. So we'll see about heating, and then of course battery. Yeah, right there you can see these large fins. These are images from Igor. He's been leaking images, so I appreciate him. If you have not, go on to Twitter, and let me just see if I can plug his site here really quick. The other thing I kept hearing over is they were bringing back the Osmo part of the Pocket. On the side of the Pocket, and some of the images I've seen, it just says Pocket 3, and so I really don't think that's true that they're going to keep the Osmo in front of it, but that could be me. But this is the latest leak. Just go ahead and just put this behind me like that, and then just jump over to my display just really quick. But this is the latest leak right here by Igor. Bogdanoff, and he's been doing some really great stuff for us by bringing the specs. So, and I doubted his 1-inch sensor claim because every single, except for this, obviously, we've got this image down here, which totally validates that 1-inch 4K 120 capability. So this thing is going to be able to capture action now. It says 3-axis gimbal mechanical stabilization. I was hoping that this would have a little bit of cropping and some EIS in it, that it would give you a little bit of EIS stabilization just for, for some security. But I don't think that's going to be the case. So, the idea is that, the gimbal is going to be its on its own, stabilized. But, that's kind of where we're at when it comes to this right here at this point in time. Hey Lambo, how you doing? I got an extra day here to kind of mess around, and hey, Lone Star's on. Hey, how you doing? Not going to be, I'm not going to be a curmudgeon on this because I am excited. This is one of the products that has come out that I'm truly excited about. The Mini 3 was exciting. It was great and was wonderful, but this one really is a day-to-day user. I mean, I've literally used my other Pocket camera, and because I can use it in my regular life. I don't have to just limit myself to just filming drone stuff, or dad random or random tech stuff. So I was hoping that I could integrate this with my bike channel a little bit, that I could, put it on my, on my backpack or something, or strap it on. I've got a front-facing camera mod or mount, so I'm gonna try that out. I'm gonna do a little bit of bike vlogging with this just to see if it's possible. But this is full stereo, so we're gonna get some more immersive sound. We've got 10-bit D-Log for those folks that like to really, push the limits on their video. Especially for if you're recording a lot of the video types that, little B-roll type video to add to your other stuff that you're already doing. So there's a lot of really good things. That 1-inch sensor size, shoved in here is really going to get a lot of people thinking, well, why didn't they do that with the Mini? Why didn't they do the 1-inch sensor with the Air 3? If you have this Air, and my answer to that is, it's probably coming. That the sensor is probably going to be thrown into an Air 3 Pro, which I didn't think was going to be something that's coming, but this validates the 1-inch sensor is not dead. We do not have a dead 1-inch. But something different there, full pixel fast focusing. That'll be interesting to see, what that means. I'm not I'm a camera user. I'm not a camera connoisseur. And then of course we got active track in here, which, it's still at the mercy of the user. But I guess if you're, I don't know if you could, I guess you could put the tracking on you, and I could put the camera out front, say on my bike. But getting rid of the forward vibration without EIS is really going to be interesting. So I don't know what this thing is going to do that way. So that I'm kind of, that's kind of my feeling, that I really don't think that this camera is going to solve that problem or serve that purpose. I do think that when they put this thing together and they decided that since it was going to be a mechanical gimbal camera, that was not going to be something they were going to do. So yeah, so I'm excited about what this thing is going to offer, and then any software. I mean, the MIMO app is going to have to be repositioned for this specific camera. But yeah, I think there's some really great innovations in here. DJI is the only company that's doing this. They're the only one that's putting these solid, innovative features in. The joystick, the integrated joystick, so you can both zoom. I'm sure this is going to have at least a 3x zoom, especially with the 1-inch. Be interesting to know the weight of this too, where the weight's going to be. But pretty simple. I mean, you basically have, remember, there used to be a power button on the side. This one doesn't have that. So they basically broken it down to 2 buttons. And everything is going to be done via the touchscreen. That is my guess, and which is pretty cool. But yeah. So really, really cool specs and exciting. So, and like I said, I don't I appreciate you dropping those off. The other thing, this image, I just wanted to look at this one really quick as well, because this image gives you some scale. And this little camera looks like it's going to be scale-wise a little bit beefier, but that's my guess. That by looking at this camera, that the scale of it has to accommodate the 1-inch sensor gimbal. And it says a 2-inch screen, did it say? I forget the size of our 2-inch, yeah, so 2 inches. So that's about, we're right about like that. So we're gonna be, let me see if I can scale it up. So we're right like that. And if I could take, say, a typical cell phone, maybe a pair of eyeglasses, maybe. Here, this would be good. So here's a typical pair of eyeglasses. And that'd give you some perspective of the 2-inch. So that is, that means that this thing is gonna be wider for sure on our, as it's sitting with the Pocket 2. So I wish I had my Pocket 2 with me, because I would have put it right on to the 2-inch. But that's viewable, so it could be bigger. It says 2-inch screen viewable. That means that there's edges, because it does show that these have a slight amount of edging that goes around it, that's framing, which, makes it even a little bit bigger. So this is going to be a beefier little product. Okay, price. I'm sure we're going to start seeing price issues today, coming up this week. Maybe not today, but coming up. Hey, John Jackson, how you doing? Lone Star, yeah, just contemplating infinity here, But yeah, I just playing with these, with these specs, and then thinking about, okay, how big things are going to be. Here, let me get that mic out of there a little bit, and just freezing through some of the shots. There's once again, there's that image that really gives you some scale. I mean, I look at this person's hands, say they're just average size hands, it looks big. So, I mean, the only way you could hide it is we could take Kai and have him demo it. My guess, this is my guess, price-wise, this thing in its Creator Combo Pack, everything seems to be going up in price. I wouldn't doubt this to be $599 is my guess with the Creator Combo. I believe the older one was $499. I do not remember the cost of the earlier. I guess I could check that out really quick on the DJI site. But We go to Osmo Pocket, and let's see, creator combo. It's just, I just want to get some. So $349 standalone, $499 was the creator combo. So this one will be probably $599 is my guess. That would put it in the range. And then, yeah, that's where I'm thinking we're at. Is probably about $599. That just goes with, you know, their pricing. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on that. And you know, am I looking forward to the update? Oh yeah, upgrade. I've been, like I said, it's my daily driver. So everything I do, you know, basically revolves around that camera. Here's the media mod at the bottom. This is the large battery mod that goes on it. And my guess is that I'm hoping that it's battery only. I'm really doubting that. More than likely, we haven't seen the bottom. I'm hoping there's going to be a 1/4 hole in it. It would be nice that you would have the usability all in the main unit and just those being battery additions. I don't see any extra buttons as well. So I'm looking for that. So if we look at the older version, let's see if I can show you go back to what I'm looking at here. So this is the creator combo as it was when it first came out. So, and you can see that, you know, you got this piece here with the 1/4 inch, and this one of course had the 1/4 inch hole. We do not know if that's in there. This was just an extension. It didn't do anything besides just give it that. And this was the entire mod. And then of course it came with the additional connections for phones and things like that. I don't see this one coming with anything like this. Everything I believe is going to be wireless. That's my guess. We don't know anything about how it's going to work in together with your existing gear. I really don't like that it connects to the phone because I never did that. It makes no sense to take a good camera and connect it to a good camera, except for the fact that you would be allowed to capture images and then of course do your mod and do your your editing and things like that. But you know. Yeah, Kai's reminding me that screens are measured diagonally. Yes. Even with that being said, we're still gonna get a sizable, you know, handheld product. It's not gonna be. It's not going to be as skinny. Okay, it's not going to be as slender as that version for sure. But yeah, this was kind of this part here was kind of a pain. It you know without it, you're not getting any of the functionality. The other thing that they've updated is this little stand. I guess that would validate the 1/4 hole. But this was kind of fun. But to open it up, you know, it was kind of cumbersome. You know, to kind of to fan it out. It was a really good design. Whoever made it, you know, I used it a lot. I mean, I basically drove it into. There's a little 1/4 in the back of this, and I just carried it around. This basically would snap onto the front, so you could carry the entire unit, including the mic, all together, which is really nice. The other thing I did was the Pocket 1 had a wheel, so you know the wheel, and I like the wheel better. So there was a little slide switch, and then you could wheel up and wheel down sideways. And this right here, I never used. It's literally sitting in the pouch. I took the old wheel, slid it on, and you'll see that there's no accessory bay on the new version. So if we look at if we go back and look at the new version, there's nothing. So that stuff is gone. And that's kind of where we're sitting. Let me see something here. I'm going to do a real quick demo here. Just doing a little bit of a fun demo. Doing a little drawing here. And just I'm looking for scale. Trying to create a little scale model here. But so if we took our screen size, that one looks a lot more, so it must have this. I'm just kind of recreating it here using those specs. And then I'm going to put a bezel around the outside. Let's see. Actually, I could put it up on my. Here, I could put it up on my little. This here, so you guys see what I'm up to. Let's see if I can put my other camera on here. Right there. So this is basically the space. So then I did a because Kai was reminding me, he says, hey, these screens are diagonal, so this would be your 2-inch. That would be your 2-inch diagonal right there. And then to put some scale next to it, I used a pair of glasses. That gives you an idea about the size of the screen as it looks now. This is an unknown, so we don't know this dimension right there. I'm guessing from this 2-inch diagonal that it's a little over an inch. It's going to be about an inch and a quarter, maybe a little less than an inch and a quarter, inch and an eighth. And with a 2-inch diagonal, you got about an inch and 3/4. So this becomes 1 3/4. That's assuming that we have this slight edge, because it doesn't give us so an inch and 3/4 by, what did I say that was? About an inch and an eighth. And you guys that are metric folks, you've got about 3 centimeters by roughly 5 centimeters. So that's my guess as far as the screen, and that's sizable. I'm putting it down like next to my hand, just to see what it would be like to work the touch screen. And this kind of gives you that that scale that you need. So what would it be like to use to flip through it? And then you can take the rest of this, the rest of the dimensions of it, and then you can scale it at once again. So if I just took this, and then I looked at the other images. So let's go and see. I can literally get myself a scale model. So if this is 5 centimeters, and there's a slight this overhangs. So if that's 5 centimeters there, and that overhangs that image right there. We should be here. Let me go ahead and switch. I'm gonna switch go back to the main camera here. Oh, let's get that dock. Let's get the dock camera off here. So this is let's go back to this dimension right here. So I just wanna get that. I'm trying to get this. So that right there, we're looking at 5 centimeters. So if that's 5 centimeters, it looks like down here, you'd have probably maybe 3.5 centimeters. So we could argue that the height of that be about 8.5 centimeters. Just trying to get some, once again, I'm trying to get some scale here. So I'm gonna go to the top and give it a little bit more. And I'm still trying to draw this thing here. I'm still trying to get this rough estimate of size. We got like that. We got like that. And then I'd say about 3.5 centimeters. So that's something we have given. So that would bring it down to here. So right there. Let's go ahead and flip just make my dock camera back on here. So I brought this line down here. We're just goofing around with the scale here. We don't know, but we can make it close. And there's more. It looks like there's more overhang than I'm giving it too. So let me go on here. And let's go down to here. And of course, that's rounded. So there's about that much overhang on that screen. So if this is 5 centimeters, I figured this was 8.5, 8.5 centimeters from here to here. This is getting actually, if you start putting your hand next to this and you put your thumb down, this is probably, I would say the other one was maybe 2 3/4, so maybe more like 3 centimeters wide. The original, so it's definitely wider. We've got a wider base for sure. And that's going to turn, right? We could probably estimate how much this would turn as we're rotating that way. So right there. And this, obviously is not a straight line. It kind of, it moves up here, kind of like that. And there is a flat area, probably about, it looks like about a 1/2 centimeter that goes up. And then you have the top, kind of like that. So that's kind of where we're at right there. So this is roughly our piece. Now this is really interesting. Let me show you something that really kind of throws me off. I'm gonna show you something that makes no sense to me. So I'm gonna go back to, let's turn that off here. Let's go to turn that document camera. Now, can you look at the side here? Let me just blow this up. I don't know if I can blow this image up. But if you look at the side here, there's no connecting points. So this looks like a solid piece. So this is all solid right here. There's no, in all the images, obviously they're computer images, but there's no separation point from what is the image that is being, so let me just show you. So we see this right here. This is a solid part. Everything is solid all the way down here, and we don't have any mod stick connected. So let's go back to my main image. I've got stuff sitting in my way here, and you see that throws me off. So this thing is pretty long. So it's going to probably, looks like almost double the length. So if that is got 8.5 centimeters from top to bottom, that's 5 centimeters, and then 3 and maybe 3.5. That thing's going to go down probably another, with that bottom piece. That's, maybe it's magnetic too. That's another thing. It's got the little clips, probably magnetic. So this thing's not going to be small. I'm done drawing for a second here, but it's not going to be small at all. It is going to be beefy. And once again, everything that I was figuring out in drawing right in here, so like I said, if that's 3 and 5, that's 8.5 from top to bottom. So 8.5 centimeters from top to bottom, and then you probably can add another. You could probably add another 3.5 for the handle. That's like 11.5 centimeters. So this thing could be all connected. You go ahead and just show you that scale again. This thing, with the media handle on it is going to be probably that long. I'm guessing, I was guessing about 11 centimeters. So it'd be interesting to find out how close I am. So that much longer, when you add, you have to add, of course, the camera. The camera will probably go up to here. And then, of course, I'm talking about from here down, you're going to gain, another 3.5 probably centimeters to the base of the handle. So in total, you're going to have something about that long, and then you have to add the camera onto the top. So that's a pretty good size. That's a pretty good size product. It's not going to be small like the other one. It's going to be wider, and it's going to be taller by a little bit. A lot like when I put the extension handle on. My Pocket 2. So anyway, I thought that was kind of interesting. I just wanted to bust that out and spend a little bit of time, beating up the image, because, it's not going to be the little Pocket that I think we were hoping it, or we thought it would be. It's definitely going to be a much larger product, and then they give you a nice case. So I don't know. So I hope that wasn't too. I hope that wasn't too crazy. It wasn't too, too much. So it says 1 inch per screen calc online with 16.9 ratio. PD, guys, I'm just messing around here. Just messing around with my brain. Thinking about size and things like that, because size does matter, doesn't it? But I think that's all the Pocket 3 stuff I got. for today, which I think is quite a lot. But if you have any questions on the Mini 4, the Mini 4 is kind of taking shape at this point in time. I think the Mini 4 now is everybody is kind of understanding. Now that, like I said, now that all this Pocket info is coming and like I said, the 1-inch sensor has been revealed. There is a 1-inch sensor on DJI's on their, it's on their list of things to do. That just validates the fact that we've got 1-inch sensor drones coming, because what they stick in a camera, they're going to stick in a drone. And I'm really disappointed they didn't stick that in the Action 4. They made the Action 4 cheaper, and by not sticking that 1-inch camera sensor in there, I think they really changed things. To say that you couldn't do that is not true, because they're doing it now. But yeah. I got something kind of fun to show you. So let me do that while you guys are contemplating infinity here and arguing over all my bad information. Am I getting one? PD asked if I'm getting a Pocket 3. Yeah, I'm replacing my Pocket 2. Guys, it's been 3 years. So it's been 3 freaking years. This is kind of a fun little product that just kind of came through my doorway. If you look at videos, and I guess I could put it on. I guess I could stick it on the workbench here. The anything but workbench. Here, you throw this up there. But this is kind of a fun little product. Here we can go to the studio display there. But this is just a little toy quad by ATOP. ATOP makes a lot of these little fun ones. This is actually one I've always wanted to have, and they had it available, so I thought it'd be kind of fun to look at. But this right here is one of those little controller size, fun little kid drones. So, and if you look at that, there's a battery for it right there. There's a little USB, little 1S battery, little 1S battery charger right there. And right there, that's a Cyclone. Cyclone, pretty cool. So this one, you basically slide the pack back like this, that. And there it is right there. It's all cute. And you take out the little controller handles right there. Kind of fun. These are kind of pesky to get in. Kind of pesky. You just need to get them in there enough so you can. And of course, as you're trying to shove them in there, they're jacking with the. But yeah, so this one's the X-Pack 20, and it's an all-in-one little product. So you basically, gosh, this thing is. They make them tough to get in there. There we go. So there's your little gimbals right there. And then here's the little drone. Isn't that cute? Pretty fun, isn't it? And what you do is you basically just unfold it like that. It's got little folding arms. There's the power button on the back. And these are little press-on props, little brushed. So those little brushed motors right there. And this does have a camera. The one thing that's tough about these cameras, it's really, to use them, you literally just got to put your phone to the side. You really don't want to put $1,000 phone on a gimbal like that. But yeah, it's really cute. The one thing I did notice about this when I flew it was that when I got, say, 100 feet from me, it just falls out of the sky. So once it loses connection, it literally falls out of the sky. It doesn't. Now, I don't know if there's an adjustment. There's an app adjustment, so I could check to see. I do have an ATOP app, but I was just trying to fly it. So it's just, So there it is right there. And so you got it right there, just kind of blinking right there. And there's your controller right there. And there we go. So we got these saying, hey, ready to fly. And then I think you can just start it up. I haven't looked at, usually, there we go. So, kind of quiet, isn't it? So, see, just push up on the stick. See, it's already torquing that direction. I've crashed it a bunch of times. But, yeah, so, yeah, it's a little Cyclone. Kind of cute. So, yeah, little fun little toy. And like I said, all in one. Everything just fits in here. It's got a couple of smart functions where the drone just turns. It can basically do like an orbit, and then I don't know if that must be that could be a one of those functions where you lose orientation. And there's three. I don't know how many speeds there are. There's two. There's three. Yeah, so it's 3 speeds. Usually it's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and then 1. So those are your speed controls, and there's your 3D flip button. But so 3D flip right there. There's your speeds, and then it does take video and it does take images. This does not have. This has user replaceable batteries, so this doesn't have rechargeables. It'd be nice if this was a rechargeable little unit where you can just plug it in. Obviously, they save money by not having a battery. It's easier to ship, but they still have to ship this. These batteries disconnect just like that. So, and this one's called the Cyclone. These are about $35. They're not expensive at all. They're really fun to fly. Your A and your B props are basically they're not color coded, so I can't tell B from A. Where is it? I think they must have them labeled. I wish they, too bad they didn't color code them, but they did, and I thought they were. But B, B, A, A. But yeah, it's a Cyclone, little tiny brushed quad, and a little fun. And now this does come with propeller guards. Comes with extra props, and of course you got your little prop removal tool right here to help you take them off. And there is a screwdriver somewhere, but this is the phone the phone mount. So there's no way I'm using this thing. But yeah, there's a little phone mount. You just clip your phone in there, I guess, for a little phone, I'm guessing. So you can put a tiny phone in. I was like, doesn't this cover part of your screen? If it goes in like that, then this would, I guess you could. Oh, I see what it goes. I see what it does. It clips like this, so your phone fits in right here, that direction. There's no way I'm putting my phone in there. But here, I got my phone right here. Here's a large phone in there. There you guys are right there. There's your live chat going on. Oh, no, this is not happening. I am not flying it like this. I don't think so. Oh, but yeah, it's fun. I've been messing around with other. So this is the Cyclone. I've been flying these. Let me check these out. I've been flying these too. These fun ones. These are same company, but one of the ones I have. I'll just take it out like that. So one of the ones I have has a camera on it. This one I don't think does. This is the one. Yeah, this one's got a. Well, you can see it does have a camera hole, but this one doesn't have it on. This is the one I strapped on the car and drove around. So. But yeah, it's now these are about the same price. I think this one, yeah, they're all about the same price. This is the A23, and the other one, I don't know where to put all this stuff. Props in there. The other ones, you got the A23, and then the other one is the other one is the A23W, and the A23W I think has, has the. Here, turn that off. I think I'm gonna fly it in a minute. So when I get done with my live stream, I'm gonna be flying that sucker around. But yeah, it charges up really fast, and like I said, they are just fun. Like I said, they're just portable. Just fold it up, stick it in there, stick it in its little case right there when it's all done, right there, and then you take this little door and just slide it on there, boom, and then you're gone. I don't know if you can see, there's no place for the extra battery. I guess you could. They think of a lot of stuff, but sometimes they don't think of everything. So now I got this extra battery I got to carry around, which I can't, put away. But this keeps you from losing the drone. Then of course, I guess you can put the extra battery with the charger. But this has a little pin charger like that, and you can just plug it into your USB 3.0 and just charge it up on your computer while you're sitting around waiting but the Cyclone, pretty fun. But fun things, guys. There's fun things. The other thing I wanted to show you before I took off today was I've been testing out a. Let me go like that. I've been testing out another car camera. This is some footage from this this night vision camera. One of the things you gotta know about the cameras that come with these night vision, whatever, is they sacrifice clarity. So you're never getting what I would consider to be a 4K image, and it's hard pressed that I get a 2.7K image. But this this is up rendered to 4K, but it does make for some fun travel vlogs. So this is me coming down a canyon, and then some night vision right there. You can see that now the back camera here is shooting through my tinted lenses of my rear of my car. So I do a lot of camera tech and a lot of car cameras, and this one is a little pricey, I would say, for what the image quality I'm getting. That's as good an image quality as I've seen a lot, usually at night. You sacrifice at night for this. Now there's a full-on shot, so you can really see the road. Now, can you point out like a license plate, or I try to go by signs. Like there's a street sign where you get up to a car, like we'll freeze it right here, right? Because you can see that headlights, are going to make it tough. And there's so here's a street that's got trees on it. You can see there's no way I could ever read a license. I did do some just single shot video, and you definitely can read signs. Now here's stuff that's more controlled. So we've got I can go to full size screen too to make it more usable. But this actually right here kind of gives you the best clarity. You can see the back of that car right there, and I'm trying to view its license there, and I can't even read it. But you can read the other stuff, and this is what you see when you're driving down the road right there. So, and and you don't get what you pay for with car cameras. I'm just going to tell you right now, you have to be a connoisseur of them. So if you ever have a question as to what would be the best one to use, Every one of these has a drawback. This one is huge, but it does give you good night imagery. I mean, look at the camera on here. This is the camera that's mounted to my window. It's humongous. And you'd think with a camera that size, it has a lot of, I guess it got a big Starvis sensor in it, a big Starvis image sensor. And you can see that it really will pick up a lot of light. Now it's getting dark. And those scenes that I'm showing you, like this one especially, I'm going to a darker area. And that's the front, this is the front view right there. And you can see that the back side, I've got the tinted windows. The front, you can see it's lighting up the street really good. So yeah, it does take images. You know, you could definitely spot Bigfoot with this camera out in the woods. But yeah, so this gives you kind of some ideas about this type. This is a mirror mount, they call it. And I prefer, I've got if you look at the cameras I've got mounted, here, let me give you, well, we got to get past this ad here. You'll see behind I do right there, right here. This shows you how I've got things mounted. Now this camera right here is actually a standalone. That's a really good camera. That's the one that I get all the app information. It's got a smart app that goes with it. This one does not have an app at all that controls it. It's just a big, huge mirror mount camera that also has a base to it. So you could literally mount it on your dash. And that's one of the things it talks about. If you're working at night and you want to have record your night scenes, almost all lift / cameras. Mavic 5. I just saw that, PD. But all your lift / cameras / Uber cameras, you need an inside view. You need to get a camera that also will record your inside, and this one doesn't do that. You could mount the rear-facing camera and put it inside your cabin and use that as a cabin camera. Without a doubt, you can put that in different places, maybe even hide it up in your headliner. So if you do have people and they're coming and going, you could shoot it right where they're coming in and out of. So there's some good things about this that you could use, but you just got to be creative. But yeah, that is the Akio NVX night vision camera right there, NVX. And I've been playing around with that for the last little bit. It's just a fun toy. It popped in and decided to give it a run. I think the last thing I wanted to show you guys before I go, we're at over an hour right now, is the light shows. Now there's been a lot of use of drones for light shows, and this one's kind of cool. I thought this one would be fun to show you guys. But they actually did one. We had a marathon that happened 2 weekends ago. And the marathon started, it had a countdown, and I saved the video, but I couldn't find it for demo purposes today. But this is they've been doing some really neat things. This is one of the neater, now this goes around this building. So these drones are literally like FPV flying around this building, like a wraparound. Isn't that cool? Except I can't do it justice. I just look at that. Isn't that neat? Light shows for drones. I don't know how many drones would be involved in one like this. You probably could count with that last shot there, right there. You could count all the speckles right there. There's probably 200 maybe in this show. Could you imagine what it would take to have 200 drones flying in the same space? That is just crazy. But yeah, look at that. Isn't that neat? That is just so cool. Very, very cool. But DJI has got, they call it Project Firefly. And they've, this is something that they're working on. They're turning it, you know, they're kind of the masters of the sky. They've been lighting up skies for, you know, thousands of years with their fireworks. And you know, it's just crazy what's happening right there with these light shows, and how much money you could spend as a company, you know. And there's the drone girl right there. She's got a great channel, but shows you what it would take, what it takes to set up, you know, the people that would be involved. You see those stacks of drones back there? They're setting them up. They need a giant parking lot to set that up. So that's behind the scenes. So check her out. Check out Drone Girl. She's got a behind the scenes setup video, looks like. I guess maybe we can play a little bit of it, huh? She's talking to, so you know, go check that out, just so you can see what it takes, what these companies go through to put together a drone. This one's Star Wars themed, so there's the Star Wars theme. But go watch that whole video for her. Maybe I'll should I? Yeah. Yeah, just type in Drone Girl, if you, and I'm sure it's one of her latest ones. But that just gives you an idea of the amount of drones, and every one of those got a, you know, massive, you know, bulbous LCD. So all right, that's I think that's it. I think I hit all of the things I wanted to hit. I think I got the Pocket 3 stuff that I wanted to. Let me get this. Got to turn this camera down here. I've got this metal display camera. I need to get one of those for my house. They're kind of nice. Little display capture right there. But yep. So for Dad Random and the Pocket 3 coming 9 days. So we now can take one finger down. And while that thing is coming, we're excited. And yeah, it's going to be my daily driver. I'm hoping that the price is less than what I'm thinking. You know, $4.99 was what the old one was, and the way DJI kind of works, it seems like that they just keep upping the price tag. And if that one has all the features that I think it has, I can't imagine it being not $500. I mean, it seems like all of the cameras, especially with the media mod on it and the mics, they try to drop the price in a lot of ways, but that doesn't seem like they're budgeting very much. It just looks like a pricey little toy. So I might be doing a bunch of videos with that sucker just to try to take the weight off of it and the price. But I'll definitely be giving you my advice on it, because I've been a user of Pocket cameras for 5 years, ever since the Pocket 1. So and it took me a lot. It took me a lot of time to buy that one. So, but it looks like a good product. I'm excited about it. This is one I don't have to keep I don't have to keep it on the down low. I think it's something that I've been thinking about for a while, and I'm very surprised that they did it. I thought they were going to just can the Pockets. I think COVID kind of did it in, and then they had to throw their action camera out, and they made a quick cheap one. And the reason why I'm saying that the Action 4 is a quick cheap product, because if they can throw a 1-inch sensor in this thing. All right, I do a quick. But anyway, so they did what they did. They went cheap on the Action 4, and with this one, they somehow figured that they were gonna make it work. And it's definitely a generation ahead of the Action 4. It's like the Action 4 was something they just threw off the building table, and this one they actually spent a bunch of time. And there will be some users of this. There will be a lot of users, especially the media mod users, is my guess. So, but Instead of the iFlight Defender, you should get the Mobula 803. Great drone and cheaper. Yeah, I think there's a lot of anything with the 03 on it right now. If you're interested in flying low and slow and tiny, and they've got some great ones out there. I think the Defender is from what I saw was it's fragile, and I don't want a fragile drone that I'm going to crash one time and break the shell. So, and if I'm going to break the shell, I want it to be cheap. So, but yeah, those are some cool things. My biggest problem with all of the kit drones right now, all of the Defenders and the Cinebots and all the Cinewhoop groups, is that you buy it and you own it, and you can't like borrow it to somebody else, because there's more cheap drone pilots than there are FPV pilots in this world, and that's the way my channel has had to be. I can't cater to a small group, and if you drones are already a niche, and if you take FPV pilots, you really shrink down the market. So I'm due to fly one, but I'm going to fly a DJI drone when it comes out, because they're marketable, and they're drones that you can get a lot of traction out of. And if you're running a YouTube channel, you can't I can't fly like Bardwell. He's a niche guy, but he holds a lot of power within that. So there's a bunch of people that pick up pretty much all that traffic, and it's just not something that I fit into. So I can't spend a lot of time there. I have to like pick and choose my battles, like the goggles and things like that. But anyways, I still love flying it. Biavata is probably one of the most fun drones I've ever flown, but I can keep flying it. I proved it to you guys when I took out the Spark, the freaking 5-year-old Spark, and people are still buying and selling Sparks. I can go find a DJI Spark shell for $150, and I got 3 usable batteries. Bam, I'm flying. So, but with the build and go drones, the piece together FPV quads, there's just so many of them out there, and nobody's putting anything but DJI stuff into it that are really things that I'd like to fly. The DJI is innovating the goggles, they're innovating the flight controllers, they're innovating everything. And as much as we want to fight the battle and say, this goggle's better and this goggle's better, and it's just you're not winning. DJI wins all the time. They're $1 billion company, and they will continue to win, and they will win and keep putting better products out. And you have to decide, as a flyer, as a pilot, when I have to run a channel, I can't just throw money, keep throwing bad money against bad money against bad money, because I can throw money into this, okay, because it's $30, but not $500 for a FPV quad. That's 500, 500, 500. That's a lot of zeros. So, alrighty, man, I'm out of here. There it is. That was the warning bell. I'm out of here. So, have a good one, guys. It's Monday. We've got, like I said, a new product coming. We've got a lot of great stuff. Even in the FPV world, we've got a lot of stuff. Drone Delirium just sold your Spark. You probably sold it to me. I'm looking for another shell. The one I got is flawed. I want a new one. I want one that's like almost brand new, where nobody flew it. I'm looking for one of those. One that hasn't been crashed 100 times, because most of the Sparks, they've been through a couple of different sets of hands. But there are some people out there that they buy and sell them, the Sparks. And, I put out that video, and I got a lot of traction on it, and that thing's 5 years old. And there's people that still have them. There's people that are still looking at it as an option. The problem is batteries. It's batteries, and you know, the software is not being updated. So you just got to deal with those things and make it work. But the cameras are great on those things. They fly like little rocket ships. So if you can get one working, it's worth having around. And it's a great trainer, you know, to teach a kid how to fly. So, all right, I think it's it. I think I'm gonna call it a day. But yeah, all right, I'm out of here. Bye.